Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for coming here, and also a big thank you to everybody who are joining us from home via the web streaming. We are hoping today to be able to reach up to 1 million people, and so we know that initially people won't be watching it straight away, but we're hoping that people will share the link to the web stream and that we can get this message out, because it's such an important message and it's a life-changing message. And I can say that from my own personal experience, because I myself was diagnosed with diabetes in 2012. And it came to me as a huge shock because I didn't meet any of the criteria that you would have expected for somebody to have diabetes. And I did my own research, and I realized that the advice that I was given was not the best advice. And I created my own advice, and through looking at testimonials and lots of research from different doctors, and I completely and utterly changed my diet and pretty much followed, long before I knew Asim, but I pretty much followed his Piopi diet without knowing what it was. And I remember going to see my doctor afterwards, and my HbA1c, that's the average level of your blood sugars, had gone from here, it had just dropped massively. And my doctor was so impressed because I'd obviously followed all the advice that they'd given, and I'd taken all of the drugs that they'd given me. And I was able to say, well, actually, no, I haven't taken the metformin in months, and I don't follow the advice that you've given me, and this is what I'm doing. And all of a sudden it was, oh, no, I don't think that's why your blood sugars have dropped. And so I know that we can be the masters of our own destiny. We do not have to follow like a bunch of sheep what we are told. And the beauty of the internet is that not only are people from around the world able to watch us live what we're saying today, but also they can do their own research and they can find out for themselves. And we're not saying to you, take our advice just on face value. What we're saying is find out for yourself, do your own research, and if you want to know for a surety of whether what we're saying is true, try it out and you'll be amazed, because I was amazed. I am convinced that what we need to do now is change the government's approach, and it needs to be a top-down change, because it's all well and good 1 million people changing their diets for themselves and finding out what needs to be done, but every single day hundreds of people are diagnosed with type 2 and type 1 diabetes. This is the epidemic of our time, and unless the government is given valid and current and sensible advice, then I'm afraid that a lot of the preventable illnesses and diseases and effects of diabetes, which could be avoided, are going to happen to people unnecessarily. So what we're hoping is to put pressure on the people that actually make a difference and the people that can change this advice. And I am so proud to be able to welcome somebody who I've known for a couple of years now. I'm highly impressed by him. I'm sure you all will be as well. Dr. Asim Malhotra. Now, he is a vanguard. He has, of himself, stood up against the big pharmaceutical, big food industry and the lobbyists, and he has risen his head above the parapet, which for those of you who have ever done that, it is not easy. It's a hard thing to do. I have a great deal of respect for you. I know how hard it is, but that's another story. We're talking about food here, not politics. And I know how hard it is, and he is somebody who has really taken upon himself to try and improve the health of our nation. And he's now going to introduce our panel, and we're going to kick off. So with no further ado, Dr. Asim Malhotra.